When I have 100, 150 people who come here from the startup world, I tell them, welcome to what a startup looks like 125 years later. One of the things that we couldn't have done without technology is the launch of the Unilever FOUNDRY. Last year in the spring, we launched, after a little bit of experimentation with startups, with several of our brands, we launched a technology platform to be a portal that enables all the startups to actually connect with Unilever through brand briefs, product briefs, that we put out there regularly with a offer within 6 weeks to go from pitch to pilot. So really create a pilot for $50,000 that enables us to tackle some questions that we have, like how do we help mothers answer the question of what's for dinner tonight, with the power of a cell phone. Or how do you help make all the millions of coolers that we use for ice cream be smarter and connected through beacon technology? And putting that brief outside to startups, recognizing that startups are inventing the future of marketing in many ways. And also that in the past, if somebody had a problem, your inclination was to try to solve it. Thanks to technology and the web, today it's much smarter to actually look for the people who have already started trying to solve it and tap into them. Yeah, so for instance, one example we did was Chef WENDY, which was using actually artificial intelligence to help people who text the ingredients they have in their fridge come up with cooking recipes, not on smartphone, but on cell phones in developing and emerging countries. Or also another one, which was to actually enable Magnum users to, when they are near a Magnum cooler, to be invited not only to come and have an ice cream, but also to share one with the friends that they have in the neighborhood. All of this using beacon technology. So what we wanted to do with this initiative was really, on one hand, to bring the outside in, so bring all those ideas, that talent at the service of Unilever and make them part of our ecosystem, but also internally to push our curiosity and our pioneering spirit. And so this is, to me, a little bit the recipe. It's on one hand, I think that it helps and it's required for us to be a little bit more curious and have a desire to experiment more. And on the other hand, making it easy for all those startups to come with Unilever. And so far, so good. Most of the ones that have been part of this experiment, the Unilever Foundry, have actually found that we were extremely proactive and responsive. There is a whole mentoring program that's part of this. There's also potentially an investment program working together with Unilever Venture. So it's really designing the program so that it works on both sides. The biggest challenge is to make sure that for us, those pilots are not just an interesting pilot, but that afterwards we move from what we call startup to scale up. So our ambition is really not just to do individual pilots, which is what the project is designed for, but then when they work, to push them through our Unilever system to actually make sure that we help the startup scale its technology, and also that we help Unilever, instead of doing 10 similar pilots, to do choose one piece of technology and scale it at the level of the close to 2 billion people that use Unilever products every day. I think that the idea of making corporations understand how startups work, be more willing to, in certain cases, to work like startups, but recognizing the difference. When I have startups that come here and give us the Unilever Foundry or partnerships with several accelerators and incubators who come here, when I have 100, 150 people who come here from the startup world, I tell them, welcome to what a startup looks like 125 years later. And I think we need to recognize that we have a pretty significant business with lots of people, and that if we were to behave like a startup, we probably would maybe be faster on certain things, but maybe be also faster in taking some risk which we cannot afford to take.